July 27th, 2012, and Judy is zooming in on the head of a bear, and people who've been driving up and down Route 22 for a long time and noticed I'm going to guess about 2 years ago that there was something missing in Beekmantown at the Klondike Bar. Their famous bear was gone. And people have been searching high and low for it, and I didn't have to search very long before I found out where it was, because it's about a mile and a half from my door. Ron Diesel, this Klondike Bear, I'm guessing maybe August of 2010. When did you?
Yeah, you're pretty close. It was in August, sometime in the last part of August, I think.
2010.
2010, yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
And I know you've got a little spot here in your back acreage that you're trying to fix up to your liking, and this was part of the ambiance, apparently.
Yeah, it was. I tried to buy this bear, buy it.
Come a little closer to me here. We're stretching out my cord to the length there.
I tried to acquire the bear for probably about 5 or 6 years, and I could never find out who owned it, and then someone put me onto the person in charge of the bear or the Klondike, and we came to some terms on it, and that's how I got it. Came home.
Okay.
Trailered it home.
All right, the Klondike Bar, a long-time establishment in Beekmantown, just a little bit north of the school on Route 22, just a little bit north of the fire station. And for years and years, that bear, as far back as I can remember, that bear has been there. I don't know if it changed over the years. Do you know if it was this particular bear, if they changed bears? I know they change colors once in a while.
They claim it was white at one time, and someone refurbished it about 45 years ago. I guess from the kids probably doing things to it that shouldn't have been done. Pulling on its nose, pulling on its arms and stuff. So it needs to be refurbished again. But when I get time, you gotta have the time, be in the mood to do it.
Yeah.
So when that day comes, I'll do it.
All right. What's it made out of?
Actually, it's all it's wood frame and metal that's wrapped around it and wire, and then it's got some kind of a composite. I think a cement to give it some shape, and chicken wire, straw. It's got everything in it to keep a structure. It's surprising. It's really not as heavy as it made it look to be. It probably only weighs 1,500 pounds, maybe at the most.
Well, that's enough for one man to pick up.
Well, I use a tractor. I use a tractor with a loader on it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you were able to get it down and throw it in a state body truck, a pickup truck, dump truck. What'd you put it in?
No, I put it in my on my flatbed. It's actually got underneath it. It's actually got a wood framework, like a cradle that it's sitting on. So it was fairly easy to move. Just went under with the tractor with the forks on it, and supported the head and the back to. I made a cradle around that just to hold it so it wouldn't split in two.
Okay. And
It was probably about a couple hours. It was ready to go.
you didn't have it too long before you set it up here?
No, actually it got moved 3 or 4 times trying to figure out where to put it. So, but that's its final home.
As far as you know.
That's as far as I know. No.
Does he have a name?
No.
No?
No. Haven't even thought about giving him a name.
Now, we've had some nasty winds. Within the last week, we had some nasty winds, and back in the 4th of July, and we can pick other times too. How does the wind and the weather affect this fella?
Not a bit. He's just as strong as he ever was. He's old, but he's still strong.
He doesn't move?
Doesn't move. Stay put.
And the cold doesn't bother him?
No.
He doesn't freeze? Doesn't get moisture inside?
No. Don't even have to put a blanket on him. Pretty well adapted. Don't have to feed him. You don't have to pick up after him. Pretty well housebroken.
Yeah, figured that part. Now, he doesn't have any claws on his hand. Did he have claws?
No.
No?
No, again, I think either patrons of the bar or the kids from the school, probably...
neighboring towns, not the kids in Beekmantown.
No.
Neighboring towns.
Neighboring towns, possibly, yeah.
They came over and...
probably wanted a souvenir or something.
Well, who wouldn't want a souvenir?
Of the Klondike, right. No, a little at a time. Actually, if there's anybody that wants to throw some ideas at me to help me refurbish a thing, I'm open to suggestions.
All right. Now next door here, you've got a little water wheel going, and I'll let Judy see if she can move the camera in that direction. Now the front part, without the water wheel, looks like Jed Clampett's house. If you look at the very first shows of the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, that was kind of my style in building the thing. The building I acquired from a farm. It was an old milk house, and I moved it there, and then I added the porch and the roof to it.
Okay. Now the water wheel, was that already made, or did you have to make that?
No, I bought that from the Amish in Pennsylvania.
Oh wow.
Oh, about 6 years ago, 2007, actually. It was 2007 I got that.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna.
And then I built the pond around it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stop recording right now so we can get a closer look. Okay, we moved a little closer to the water wheel. So the Amish had this in use?
No, they actually built it for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they built it for me, and I believe I've got their names and location off the internet, and it was somewhere down in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And I called them, told them what I wanted.
You called them? I didn't think they answered the phone.
No, they have
agents?
No, they actually have one central location where all the Amish went to use the telephone.
Oh, really?
I tried many times, probably 20 times to get them, and I got different people, and I passed the message on, and it just took through the chain of command before someone, the builder, called me back, and he told me that was a shared phone for the community.
Huh.
So they were way off the beaten path as far as their location. And he had never built one this size before. He always built 4-footers and small decorative ones. And I told him what I wanted, and he said he'd build it for me. You know, this thing is perfectly balanced. If you stopped it completely right now, you could spin it with your fingers. Just a little pull on it. It's perfectly balanced. They do excellent work. And,
now it's was it about 10, 12 feet?
8 feet.
8 feet. Looks a little bigger than that.
8 feet high, 2 feet wide. It weighs probably about 800 pounds, maybe, somewhere in there. So it was a good find.
Okay, so obviously you don't have a stream here, so you got to provide the water. So you got a little pump inside.
I've got a pump buried underneath the wheel in the rocks, and then I pump it up to the attic of the building, and with the old gutter, let it run down into it. And that's what turns it steady.
Okay.
You're reusing the water all the time.
Oh yeah. So you have to refill the water here. We had some good evaporating weather.
Yeah, I had the fire department came up and filled it for me one day.
Oh.
But other than that, you don't get much loss other than evaporation.
Yeah. So winter time, you have to drain the water out so it doesn't freeze in the wood.
No, it doesn't. It usually gets maybe a couple of inches lower than what the wheel is, so it doesn't hurt it at all. No.
Now you don't have it running all the time.
Pretty much.
Is it?
Pretty much from
when you're here.
No, even when I'm not here. Pretty
Really?
much spring to when it gets so cold that you have to undo the pump, so you don't freeze the pump up.
Okay, we should mention exactly where we are. I said a couple miles from my house, but they're on the Ridge Road in Champlain. What's the number here, Ron?
1806.
1806. That's a nice old number.
Yep, it is.
This is pretty much the location that you grew up in for a while. Wasn't your father's house in that pretty close to that spot?
My grandmother's house was about 300 feet from here. 300 feet to the south of us.
Yeah, but your father had a house here for a while when you guys were very, very young.
No, that was my grandfather's house.
Your grandfather? A little house that was next to the big house?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, okay.
My uncle used to live there.
Oh, okay.
Years ago.
I thought you guys were there for a while.
No, we never lived here.
Oh, okay.
But I've been here since '72, so I've been here quite some time.
Yeah, that's 40 years already.
40 years. 40 years this year.
Okay, very nice looking porch on the front. So you've given this a lot of thought.
Mm-hmm.
Is the inside fixed up too, or is it just kind of as it was?
No, I put a floor in it because it was a dirt floor in it, and I put a wood floor in it, rebuilt the beams in it. But other than that, painted the roof, and other than that, everything is as it was.
Okay, so you got the bear and you got the water wheel. Is that it? That you've reached your dream here?
Not yet, not yet. I am looking for something else, but I'm having a hard time to find it.
Do you want to say what it is, or you want to keep it quiet?
No, actually, I'm looking for an old model train, something like they used to have at the Fantasy Kingdom for kids to ride on.
Okay.
That's my next big.
That won't come cheap.
It won't come cheap. No, no. I've found some, but they're $10,000-$15,000, and I don't want to spend that much money. But, no, I'd like to fix it in the back where grandchildren can come, or anybody else's kids can come. They can kind of get on the train and just take a ride around, just for something different to do. But that's about all I want to do after that.
Well, you have to lay tracks, and you'll have to have more than just the train,
Mm-hmm.
obviously.
Yep. And maybe build a little station house or something like that. Just
Well, of course.
you never know. You never know.
Well, let's talk about what you do for a living. You're kind of a man of many trades.
Yeah.
What do you classify it as?
Builder, remodeler, construction. Pretty much jack of all trades. Electrical, plumbing, carpentry. Anything that comes along, I'll tackle it. Mow buildings.
Obviously.
Yeah. But that's about it. Getting ready to enjoy retirement.
Well, you can't retire too soon here. You're
No.
a few years younger than I am, and I'm not going to retire anytime soon, so
No.
you got to keep working too.
Oh yes, definitely. But still looking forward to the day. That's about all I do. Stay busy. Odds and ends here and there. Just help people as much as I can and try to make a halfway decent living.
Okay. And your twin brother, didn't get into the construction, but he's into the painting business, huh?
Yeah, he's not a builder. He couldn't hammer a nail straight if he had to. But he hangs out on the church roofs a lot. Does slate work, steeples, mostly churches, town halls, stuff like that. Anything, excuse me, anything to do with slate, he's usually on top of it.
Have you guys ever teamed up on a project? Or
Couple of times.
Couple times?
We went out to California back in '94 and worked on a big church out there. It was a real big church, and I went out there for a month with him to help him get that job done. So it was nice working together. It was nice. It was different.
Now, I've often wondered which one of you is the better looking of the two twins.
I am.
You are. So if you
yeah.
see an ugly looking guy that looks like you, it's your brother.
That's my brother.
If you see a good looking guy that looks like Don, it's you.
That's correct.
Okay.
So you're always right.
Okay, so you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong.
All right. Of course, Ron and Don just seems to be a name that twins got. I can think of the Robinsons, Ronald and Donald Robinson,
Yep.
Ronald and Donald Favreau.
Favreau. Yep.
You know, it seems to be a
trend.
a popular name for twins.
It was a trend at that time. Yeah. Because we're all pretty close within the same age range, I guess. I don't know how old Robinson is. He's probably
in his late 60s,
Yeah.
late 60s. The Favreau twins I'm 65. They're about my age, and
Right.
you're a couple of years younger than that. And
I'm 62. So,
So-
yeah. Like I say, I think it was a trend at that time. If you had twins, you called them Ronald and Donald.
rather than Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yeah, exactly. Or Daryl, and Daryl.
Okay, anything else, Ron, that you'd like to show us while we're here?
No, well, actually, I've got another little garden over there, but that's not much.
Well, it's pretty
a
enough.
pond.
We'll just set up and take a last look at that
Okay.
before we sign off.
All right.
We are going to wrap up here with Ron Diesel at 1806 Ridge Road in Champlain. If you want to see the Klondike Bear, just drive on by, and I imagine people stop and look once in a while, Ron?
Oh yeah, they stop by, take pictures, and the kids, especially people that live in the Beatmantown area, that were used to seeing it there. Actually, had a lady came with her grandchildren that cried when they saw the bear was gone, because they were like 9 or 10 years old, and they actually cried when the bear was gone. And when they found out where it was, she came down. And, can we take pictures? Can they go touch the bear? Sure you can. Sure you can. So yeah, open invitation. Somebody wants to come touch the bear, see the bear.
But don't feed the bear.
Don't feed the bear.
You can feed Ron, but don't feed the bear.
Leave money if you want. It makes no difference. But there is no charge.
Doesn't have to be coins. You'll take bills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
But that's about it.
All right. You got a nice little pond here. You got any fish in there?
Yeah, actually, we got about 2 dozen goldfish.
Do they survive the summer?
They'll survive the summer. They won't survive the winter because it's not deep enough. It's only about 2.5 feet deep. So we take them out into a big pond in the woods and go back and get them in the spring.
Oh.
Hopefully we got the same ones. I don't know, but whatever. There's.
You don't mark them?
No. I tried to name them, but they don't stand still long enough to put a name on them.
And they don't respond anyway if you call them.
No.
Like, hey, Goldie, they don't even pay attention to you.
No, they don't pay attention whatsoever. The only time they pay attention is when you throw bread at them. They come to the surface.
They like to eat.
They like to eat.
But you got to be careful. You can overfeed goldfish, can't you?
Yes, you can. They claim the better, brighter colored goldfish are the fish that you don't even feed because they're bottom feeders.
Uh-huh.
And they stay brighter that way.
Well, those are pretty bright you've got in there.
Yeah.
I don't think you can see them on the camera, but those are pretty bright.
I give them once a week, probably like 4 or 5 slices of bread, and just enough to give them something to munch on, as they say. Now, this pond, I built this about 10 years ago. That was my first.
This was the first project?
First project, yeah. So it's different. It's nice. It's different.
Yeah. Can you skate on it in the wintertime?
No.
No.
No. Just close it up, throw a tarp over it, and keep the leaves out and any debris, and wind it back up in the spring.
And you had a little water wheel. That's your first endeavor. Water wheel first before the other one came, or?
No, actually they came at the same time. The Amish built that. They built quite a few of them, and they had one left over, and they gave me that one when I went to pick my the big wheel up.
Okay, it's not spinning though.
It's not spinning right now. It's got sealed bearings on it, and I think they're probably in lack of grease.
Okay.
So one of these days, when I get a chance, I'm going to grease them.
Oh, of course.
So we'll turn again.
All right. So stop hiring this guy for his projects, and he'll be able to do stuff.
No. Keep hiring the guy for his project, so he
Okay.
can afford to keep doing something different.
Okay. All righty. We've been talking with Ron Diesel here on the Ridge Road in Champlain, and for all you folks who travel Route 22 and wondered what happened to the Klondike Bear, well, the secret is out.
Yeah, we found it.
It's been here for 2 years now, and it's welcoming visitors, so feel free to stop in.